Welcome to IntegrativeYou Radio, where we challenge everything conventional medicine forgot to tell you. I'm Dr. Nicole, joined by Dr. Nick, and this is the show for the black sheep families that look at life differently. We're not here to tell you what to do. We're here to open your eyes to new perspectives and new ways of thinking. Now, let's get into it.
Yeah. Feel that? The sound of possibility.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to IntegrativeYou Radio. So we are talking about a very fun topic today. And the reason why we are actually bringing this episode not just to our podcast, but also to our homepage of our brand new website, Built for the Black Sheep, is we have put together these amazing new healthcare products. Our goal over the past 2 years has been, how can we allow more people to have accessibility to what we do? Because everything we do is one-to-one. And we have been like racking our heads around how can we do it? And now we are in the era of AI. And one of our recent clients that went through our new program said, holy shit, this really blew me away. And it was so on point. You know, they led with the positives and they go, but I probably would have never done it if I didn't know you, because I would never trust AI. And I was like, ooh, yes, this is huge. Like, this needs to be talked about. And so we are going to just drop some truth bombs on you in this moment. I'm going to tell you right now, we're not sitting here like, oh my God, this is going to save the world. We're going to talk to you about very pragmatically about how we have used AI and where you should be real fucking careful with AI.
Well, there's an old podcast, and it kind of blew our mind because that's not what we were thinking at all. And you don't even know where I'm going.
I don't.
But the number one thing a client was looking for in their doctor was trust.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And because we were like, results, efficiency, like how fast can I get better, all these things. And it was trust. And I was like, well, shit, nobody.
Yeah, 1,000 people. That's what their answer was. We're like, oh, okay.
I was like, well, this is interesting. And then, her saying like, these results blew my mind, but if it wasn't for you guys knowing this, I wouldn't have done it because I didn't trust it.
Yeah.
Which I just put that full picture together right now, which is pretty cool. But
we never know what we're going to talk about, guys. So like, we are always winging it, and you get the real raw version of us and this conversation.
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes maybe a little less.
Yeah.
But the very cool thing about what she said, which triggered me, is, well, it actually comes back to intelligence. Trusting intelligence, because she was partly meaning us because of just our clinical experience and everything that we do to get awesome data and how we use that data. But it's more of, she didn't really have the trust with AI, which was maybe my interpretation on it. And that got me thinking of like, okay, well, it's intelligence, because there's a lot of human doctors out there and human coaches and human everything that maybe don't have the intelligence that we maybe thought they did. They had a great website, they had a great elevator pitch, they had great things, but when it came to what they actually delivered,
that's a lot of products in the world, unfortunately.
So I guess that was where my first went was, okay, well, you don't trust AI, which is, maybe we'll get there later, but first trusting humans. And is humans better than AI? What's the difference? How do we go about this transition just in the world? How do we go about that in healthcare of what, we've created? How can we capitalize off of understanding intelligence, whether it's human intelligence or artificial intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
That was a question.
Oh.
That was, yeah.
I was like, wait, what? Well,
I swear, guys, when you're married, it doesn't matter if you're in business or a relationship. They just nod at you and like, you're like, pretty, everything's great. And they're like, oh shit, you were talking? You were asking me a question?
It's pretty accurate. You usually go off on tangents, so I usually wait. So
Some things
anyway,
don't change.
going back. The main points that I wanted to bring to this is that one, as you said, there is a lot of opportunity for human error, especially when it comes to healthcare. There has been some really bizarre experiences that I have personally been through in my 15 years as a clinician. And I have seen blood labs ran twice, same blood, tell me two different scenarios. One telling me that this young girl had active Lyme disease, the other telling me that there's not even one shred of Lyme disease in the body. And then the lab tells me, I don't know what to tell you. I've sat next to someone on a plane who worked very high up in corporate in the division of cancer for LabCorp, who told me that essentially human error happens all the time. And I said, can you expand upon that? What do you mean? Are you saying that people can be diagnosed with cancer when they don't really have cancer? And he looked at me and said, yes. So we have to be very conscious that there is a lot of error that's happening in the processing of blood work, in the processing of different samples, etc. So this is one of the reasons why we have always preached that you need a variety of data points. And one of the things that I found myself on repeat, which is a huge catalyst to why we've created what we've created, is that when I would teach practitioners and clinicians and doctors about integrative medicine, I said, your initial consultation and your questions that you ask should be so good and so precise and so specific and so investigative that you are 99% sure you know exactly what's going on. And anything you do after, any labs you run, DNA testing, blood work, etc., that's just confirming your hypothesis that you're 99% sure about. And when I started to think about that idea, I go, holy shit, this is really how we could possibly lean in to this era of AI on our terms. Because for us, the reason why we've had a smaller practice, we had a big practice at one point, but we've slimmed down and our practice has been small, boutique, concierge. And it's because there's only so much time in the day and we have a family now and that's our priority. And it would take us hours to put together the reports and the data points and everything for people and then create this very robust plan of, how we're going to help them heal. And so in the past 2 years, I would say, we started using AI just to help speed up our reports, because we would dump everything and it would just clean everything up, put everything in charts, make our grammar better, make Nick what he actually has to say understandable. And so we were racking our heads around, the world is changing. How can we make what we do more accessible to more people, more affordable? And we leaned into the idea of your consultation and the questions. If you have good questions and you get good information, that's step one. And step two is how do you then assemble it in the right way? So we essentially took these intake questionnaires that we use with our private clients that are very robust. People are like, oh my God, this is a lot of paperwork. So yes, that's the same thing is happening if you join any of these new programs that we have, Foundation, DNA Precision. Yes, it's a lot of questions, but we need the data. That's how we're able to help you get results.
Hey, quick pause before we dive back in. If what we're talking about today is hitting home, if you've been told your labs are normal, but something's off, we built something for you. It's called the Health Decode. It's a deep dive assessment, not a quiz, not a symptom checker. It's the intake I wish every doctor started with. We look at what conventional medicine was never trained to find. Stress patterns, biological conflicts, the stuff hiding behind the normal blood work. You'll get a personalized wellness report back from our team. And here's the thing, if it clicks, if you read it and think, finally, someone actually gets it, that $47 becomes a credit toward our foundation program. So you're not spending twice just taking the first step. No pressure, no countdown timer. Just if you're tired of being told you're fine when you know you're not, head over to IntegrativeYou Health and check out the Health Decode. Links in the show notes. All right, let's get back into it.
And then we took all of our intellectual property that we've compiled in our fucking brains over 15 years, all of the things we've seen work and not work, and we put it together. And that's what we're doing with AI, is that it's literally 90 to 95% our brain, our frameworks, our proprietary process. And that 5% is just AI cleaning it up, formatting it, and making it make sense to you.
A lot faster than we could do by ourselves also.
Yes, and allows us to make it accessible and affordable to people. And so essentially, we agree that AI can be a liar because it's censored if you don't ask the right questions. And it's not...
Well, it's ours isn't censored. But
No.
I mean, you only have access.
But there's
if you ask
people...
if you ask questions to our AI brain, it's limited. I mean, it's primarily health. I mean, there's some metaphysical and aspects in there that you could get into, but it's not going to teach you all the stuff that you should be asking maybe ChatGPT or et cetera. Like, it's a completely different structured brain.
Well, it's literally our brain. It's completely our clinical database that we've compiled. Because, I have a 500-page document of all of my research over the past 15 years that was sitting in the Google Drive, and Nick's like, "Are you going to do anything with that?" I'm like, I don't know, maybe. And it's been, we've had so many things that we use personally in our lives, we use with our clients, and we just haven't had the right tools to bring it to the public. And we feel like with AI, this has just given us the opportunity to bring so much value to so many people, because it's all these things that have been sitting in our brains and sitting in our Google Drive that we were able to compile into a very specific process to help people get more information about their body and their minds than they ever have, get more information about who they are, like at their core, their character, that can help them to communicate better in their relationships, help them to make really bold decisions around their career, around their partner, around all the important aspects of life. And we've even actually, I don't know if many of you know, but because I'm a crazy person, I was committed to being a good business owner. And I decided to get 2 business certifications during COVID because the business was suffering. And I went through this very robust program called Scaling Up, and I went through another program called Metronomics, and I did it to save my business. And I really enjoy helping business owners, but business owners, it's not just about saving your business. It's about who you are. It's about your own personal growth, being the best version of you as the visionary for your company. And so one of the other things is sitting in the Google Drive was all my proprietary processes to help CEOs and founders become the best version of themselves and then lead the best version of their business, which we also created. So it's been a wild fucking ride.
What I love is that AI's processes so fast that we have the blueprint of pretty much how to be your best self. We call it the black sheep, not be a number, not be treated in a protocol. Like, everything's designed specifically for you. Nobody's going to get 2 matching reports. Nobody's going to get anything that's ever the same, because it's just, you're unique, just like a business. Everything that she's talking about with her business certificates, coaching, learning how these, and it's not for small mom and pop business coaching. Like, the coaching certificates is for Fortune 500 businesses. It's like, you're a huge business. You've got a lot of data. How do I use all this data? How do I manage people? How do I manage money? But what's interesting is one of your mentors authors you really like, Patrick, help
Lencioni.
me, Lencioni.
Lencioni.
He connects the two of running a business to running a family to running a life. And what's amazing with this AI is that it actually has all this information in one brain. So when it's giving recommendations and results, it's sometimes pulling something out of structured of how to run an amazing business and pulling that into your family dynamic, or pulling into how to structure and format, your life. It's mind blowing, the results.
But guys,
because
what I want to say about this, what you said, Nick, because that's huge and it wasn't necessarily an angle I was going to take, but we are you. Like, we are a couple in business together with 2 kids. We want to have purpose and identity individually. We want to be the best version of ourselves for our kids. We want to run a successful company that makes an impact on the world, that also allows us to generate revenue so that we can create more of a generational wealth for our kids, because we didn't have that, from our families. We're just trying to make it all work. We're trying to be good parents. We're trying to, help people. We're trying to make an impact. We're trying to live, live life and enjoy life. We're trying to have good relationships, not just with each other, but with friends. It's hard. It's hard to do it all. And I think the biggest problem that exists is all of it siloed out. We talked about this with health. We said, in health, they silo out your kidneys from your heart to your brain to your gut. And so then we figured that out. That was the beginning stages. And then we realized, okay, but now family and parenting is siloed out from business, and business is siloed out from health. And how many fucking people are losing their health because their business is killing them? How many of them are losing their spouse and their family because their business is killing them, or because they lost their health and now it's been 10 years that they're non-functional and there's no partnership and their spouse leaves them? Like, these dynamics are real. They're happening. And all we're trying to do is help people to learn more about what are the foundational things for them, who are they, and how can they actually figure it out? How can they figure out how to balance all the buckets and stop this idea of sacrifice for success in one area? Because too many people are like, oh, I have money, but I don't have a relationship and I'm miserable. My kids hate me. Or, we're siloed out in, like, we have success in one area and the others are suffering. We're trying to figure out, or not figure out, we figured it out. We're trying to help people have the balance of it all. As Nick says, equanimity.
And we'll end on that punchline.
We're going to end on that. So we hope you enjoyed this. We hope you understand that AI is not good nor bad, but AI created...
It's a tool.
It's a tool. And created with good questions and a quality brain behind it, a proven brain, proven intellectual property behind it. That's where the magic happens. And we're very excited that we were able to bring this together. Like I said, I almost fucking died a couple times. Like, I have a lot of gray hair. I'm going to have to start dyeing my hair at the root. So I hope you guys like it, because it's been a fucking journey to bring it to you. We're still married.
Thank you, guys.
Too, so
excited for you.
Thank you for being here with us today. Remember, this isn't about telling you what to think. It's about giving you something worth thinking about. If this episode shifted your perspective, share it with someone who needs it, because they won't hear this in a waiting room. Subscribe, leave a review, and if you're ready to stop guessing and start transforming, head to IntegrativeYou.health. We'll see you next time. Stay curious, my black sheep.